Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Smash for Thursday, January 5th, 2023. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
And we are home from Cabo. We got in late Tuesday night, and Wednesday morning you got a very critical DM, which we are going to talk about. It's the focus of today's show. It's a Daily Smash exclusive. Kelly clapping back at BRANDI GLANVILLE, TEDDI MELLENCAMP, and Tamra Judge.
I'm not clapping back. I'm just showing how much of a liar they are.
Yeah, and setting the record straight.
Right.
We have some real facts here.
Yes.
To set the record straight. If you haven't subscribed yet here on YouTube, please do so now. And if you are a subscriber, tell your friends, tell your family. We want everybody to join us here on YouTube for these exclusive shows. So here we go. So you woke up Wednesday morning to this DM from one of your fans, and they said, Kelly, did you see Teddi and Brandi talking about you on 2Ts?
And I said, no, I don't listen to morons, thanks. I don't want to lose brain cells. Teddi is one big clout chaser. And if you don't know what clout chaser is, I'll give you the definition.
Okay. Here it is, the definition of clout chaser.
Rick didn't know what it was at first.
Yeah, I didn't. I never heard it before.
Well, a lot of people might not know.
So for the first time ever, we listened to Tamra and Teddi's podcast. Brandi was filling in for Tamra, and we cut the beginning of this show into clips. So here is the pertinent section. This is how it began, and this is what got Kelly so mad.
That I was here with,
That's
our
fine.
girl Tam, but she had revision surgery from an incarcerated hernia that burst her stomach wall.
See, well, the word on the street, and this is the word on the street. See, I'm acting like them right now, but honestly, word on the street is that her anus was so stretched out from her husband banging her anally that she had to get anal revision for her sphincter to squeeze up because it was so loose.
Okay, this is one source, unconfirmed. We don't know if that's true or not.
We don't know if it's true.
That's a rumor.
But it's probably likely.
Okay, so
Well,
then,
I mean, I guess that's what the whole season is coming up. Is Eddie, according to John Jansen, that's all he does is bang his wife anally because her vagina is so loose.
Well, I don't know about any of that.
I think everything down there in Tamra Judge is loose.
I don't know about any of that. But
obviously, she has to keep getting surgery. But you know what? Karma's a bitch, isn't it?
Huh.
I know a lot of you guys have reached out because you want a statement from Tamra in regards to what Kelly Dodd was saying pretty much all over the place. Kelly Dodd and Rick Leventhal?
I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Okay.
That is my name, and it wasn't all over the place. We did a show last week about the ownership papers for Teddi, for Tamra and Eddie's CBD company. They claimed they were founders and that this was their company, so we got information that in fact
it was public.
There are other names on the LLC. They are not listed as owners of their property, of their company.
But do you see how these people are such liars all over the place? I said it once and one time only, and that was on my YouTube channel.
Right here on the Daily Smash.
Yeah, I was on vacation. I didn't go all over the place, Teddi.
We did one show just to clear up what we found.
Well, this is how they lie. This. I don't know why people listen to these liars, but go ahead.
If we founded an LLC, which we did, if we found a company, which we did, Pickleball Party Town, it's Kelly and Rick are on the LLC papers. You can look it up. Richard Leventhal, Kelly Leventhal. We're co-owners, 50-50. You look up Vina CBD, it's three other names of the parent company owners. People affiliated with the parent company, not Tamra and Eddie. So that's all.
I'm not saying they're not. No, I'm an owner still of a Positive Beverage. I still own 10% of it. I'm not listed on there publicly.
They might have a piece of it. We said that.
Yeah.
They might have a piece.
We said that.
But we were just pointing out that on the LLC, public documents, they're not listed as owners.
We're just reading out public documents. That's it.
Okay, so this continues.
So Tamra, and this is the official statement from Tamra. Tamra and Eddie are majority owners of Vina CBD, and they are going to let their lawyers take care of the rest.
Are you scared?
Their lawyers? Ooh, I'm so scared of your inept lawyers from what you just told me, that you spent $500,000 on your inept lawyers. You think I'm scared of your lawyers? Come after me, bitch. I got insurance for this very reason.
And all we did was report facts based on public documents. That's all we did.
I didn't have anything disparaging to say. That's all. I mean, I didn't say anything of something. What did they say? Per se, whatever. Go ahead. I'm not scared of you, Tamra Judge.
So here,
get your stupid lawyers on it.
Okay, so here comes the reason why Kelly's mad at Brandi, and this has to do with.
Well, this is why Brandi's a liar. Tamra and Brandi are both liars, and I'm gonna show you how parallel similarities those two are.
Okay, so this is about her inviting Kelly to be on her podcast.
Awesome. I mean, for me, I just had an experience with Kelly that really turned me off. I was supposed to have her on my podcast, and my son had a medical emergency, so I canceled her day of.
No, you did day up. See, she's a liar. See, this is why you don't believe anything that comes out of this woman's mouth. She didn't call me day of to cancel and tell me all this. And I have the receipts for it.
Well, here it is.
Stupid idiot.
I have the initial email from Himmel Khan, her Brandi's booker. He handles booking for Brandi Glanville Unfiltered. He says, I'm reaching out because we'd love, in capital letters, to have Kelly as a guest on our pod. Please let me know if she is interested and or available. The interview is virtual, and we asked that she set aside an hour, and we weren't going to do it. Mm-hmm. We discussed that we weren't going to do it.
This was December 5th.
I wrote requesting more information about the topics they'd be discussing and if Kelly would be the only guest. On the next day, Tuesday the 6th of December, he said, yes, Kelly is the only guest. Brandi usually talks about Bravo topics. Thank you. And then I asked, would we be allowed to run the show on our Rick and Kelly Show YouTube channel after you post it on your site? Because we're always looking for content, and we were going to ask.
That'd be a win-win. I would ask her questions. She would ask me questions. It would be like a dual, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, kind of a podcast. Yeah.
And I said, when were you looking to do this, and would it be in a studio or on a set? He said, we can send you the video after on air. The show will be on Riverside FM, which is just like Zoom. Is Kelly available on the 28th of December at noon? And we said, after we discussed it, yes, but we'd be in Cabo, so we let him know that. And then on Thursday the 22nd, 4 days before you were supposed to do the podcast, you learned new information about Brandi, and you had second thoughts. You were advised to cancel.
So Adrienne Maloof, I go to my girlfriend, Eden Alper, and Adrienne Maloof, my really good girlfriend. They have a toy drive at their house. They do a lot of charity work, very charitable. These are the kind of women that you want to emulate. They're business women. They got their shit together. They're not liars. They do good work for people. They
collected 1,000 toys for kids at Children's Hospital at this party on the 22nd.
So I went to the party. I got some information from about Adrienne and how Brandi's revealed some kind of thing about her. She had surrogates, and she didn't really want that out there for public knowledge or for her kids to know.
You learned something else.
And then my girlfriend that night
from a source.
That my girlfriend that night, I can't reveal. Because yesterday she called me and said, "Now I don't want you talking about me," because she is pretty famous and she's got a big business in Beverly Hills.
So you don't say that where?
No, I'm just saying she's a business owner,
right.
And she doesn't really want to get into the minutia of this bull crap. Okay, so I respect her wishes, so I'm not going to say her name, but she said I could talk about it on her podcast at the time.
Yeah.
But, so she tells me all these bad things about Brandi and what she did to her and to her husband and blah, 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 blah. So that day I have a VIP with my Patreon on Zoom, and I let my 10 Patreon people on Saturday, I'd let them know what happened, what Brandi did. And I said to my Patreon, I said, should I do her podcast? Because this chick is something else.
Yeah.
And half of my Patreon said, do it. And then half my Patreon said, no, confront her. Like, see what she has to say. So I thought, oh my God, I'm going to go on there and I'm going to ask Brandi about what she did to my friend and get her take on it.
It was an opportunity to confront her on her own show and grill her with some tough questions.
Right.
So that's what the plan was for us when we went off to Cabo. And then on Monday, December 26th at 7:53 p.m., the producer wrote back and said, sorry to inform you that due to some unavoidable circumstances, we have to cancel the show for now. We will let you know once we get the chance to reschedule. Sorry for the inconvenience. And I wrote back, what unavoidable circumstances, and got no response. Crickets. So the next day, you saw a
next
post.
day, I wake up and I see a post, and it's all over Twitter, it's all over the news, it's all over Instagram that Brandi Glanville has some cryptic diamond that she's showing like she got her diamond back. Okay? So, of course, it's a coincidence. You know, everybody's scared to be around me on Bravo because they need the job, and they've sold their souls to the devil. So
you assume that she
I
canceled this podcast because she got asked back to Housewives.
Right.
So you texted her.
So I texted her this, and here it is.
You wrote, "Congrats on
And
Housewives."
this is December 27th, by the way.
Yeah,
She
at 3
just
p.m.
lied. You just heard her voice, and she said she called me day of. Okay?
No, they canceled 2 days before the scheduled podcast, and the next day, a day before the scheduled podcast, you wrote her to say, "Congratulations on Housewives. Are you scared? Is that why you canceled our interview?" Which is a fair question.
Right. And then I say it the next day on my podcast. I'm going to go back to the vault, and I'm going to show you what I said. See,
That's coming up.
This is how much of a liar Brandi Glanville is.
She wrote back, "No, babe, I'm not doing Housewives. My son is in the hospital. Please keep that private." And you said, "Oh my God, of course. I hope your son is okay." And she said, "TY, thank you."
And it's right here. Look, here's the receipts right here.
Yeah.
So
now later that night, on the 27th, the night before you were supposed to do her show, we recorded our podcast for the next morning. And we're going back to the vault, as you teased, to see exactly what you and I did say about Brandi canceling the interview. This is from our Daily Smash here on YouTube from Wednesday, December 28th.
From Cabo San Lucas.
2022. Stand by. Let me just cue it up. And here is the clip from the vault. Our top story is Brandi Glanville back on Housewives. This just into the Daily Smash newsroom. The internet says Brandi Glanville got a letter inviting her back on the show.
Yeah.
We only bring this up because Kelly was supposed to do an interview with Brandi for Brandi's podcast this week, and then yesterday we got a note from the producer saying we have to cancel due to unforeseen circumstances.
So I see today that she's going to be back, like she had some cryptic message that she was going to be back on Housewives. And I'm like, guaranteed you, she's scared like everybody else, except Jeff Lewis. Jeff Lewis only is the one that has the balls.
Thank you, Jeff.
And the smarts, really, to you know, he's the only smart man, honestly.
Well, he appreciates you. He appreciates us, and he's a good dude, and he's smart.
Yeah.
And he's funny.
And he
has a great
doesn't. And he
show.
doesn't go with the sheep.
He doesn't care
Yeah.
what a very small but loud minority has to say about you and I.
Right.
In any event, you were convinced that Brandi canceled your interview because she got invited back to House, which could be true. We don't know.
Yes.
But she told you
I
it was
texted her.
a family thing that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, she said, don't say anything. And I'm not going to. I'm going to respect her wishes. But she had a family thing, and so she couldn't do it. And she said, no, she's not on Housewives. Now, they tell you not to say anything. So.
Right. So she could have gotten the letter, but she was told not to say anything about it. So she's.
But she said, no,
deny it.
I'm not on Housewives. That's what she said. So.
Okay. But I think that's really, really important. Mm-hmm. That proves that you did not reveal any secrets about her.
I didn't receive, yeah. But she says, I'm not allowed to go back on your podcast. Girl, I have more followers than you on Instagram, you dumb bitch. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, you're on TV. You're on Ultimate Girls Trip. You're on this stupid trader show. You're all over the place, and you still have less followers than me.
And to the key area, because when it comes to my children, that's it. They're the most important.
Oh, when it comes to my children, they're the most important. Do you take accountability of your actions when you're out there acting drunk, kissing other women, naked everywhere, posing naked and on your thing with the book and showing your tits everywhere? You know how embarrassing that is for your sons to see a hoe for a mom? I mean, come on. You really care about your kids? You know what you care about? You care about yourself. You're a psychopath,
And
and
then-
you don't give two shits about your kids.
Then she goes on to talk about us.
She immediately texts me saying,
Immediately?
"Oh, you're not happy. Did you cancel me because you're on Housewives?"
I didn't immediately text you.
It was the next day.
It was the next day. I didn't immediately text you.
And the only reason you texted
Liar.
her, and this is important too, the only
reason why I texted her is because the next day when I woke up, I saw that cryptic message.
No, the reason we texted her is that, but also because the producer never told us why she canceled. And so then, yeah, you saw that message.
No, the only reason why I texted her, I swear to God, is
Yeah.
because I saw that cryptic message and I wanted to know if she got on Housewives, and that's what I wanted to know.
Fair question.
I said, "No, Kelly. First of all, I'm not on Housewives. We all know they don't even know what's happening with the show." I go, "My son is having a medical emergency," and then she's like, "Okay."
Well, that's not a fair representation of that text exchange, which we will show you again, where you asked if she was on the show, and she said no, and you expressed, and she said it was about her kid, and you said, well, I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
That's it. You were very gracious.
Like,
But then she went on Instagram to talk about it. But like,
No, you
I didn't
didn't.
go on Instagram, Teddy. This
if
is
somebody canceled
I didn't go on Instagram.
You didn't.
This is why. How are these people? How is iHeartRadio or Bravo? I mean, these people are complete idiot liars. How? I mean, why are? I mean, you are dumbing down. This
Hold
is
on.
why society is dumbing down, because we have people like this, and people are listening to liars and not facts.
Here's the full clip.
But then she went on Instagram to talk about it. But like, who cares?
I didn't go on
if somebody
Instagram.
Like, if somebody canceled a podcast on me, I'd be like, phew, like, I don't want to do a million podcasts all the time.
Oh, you don't do a million podcasts all the time, Teddy. Oh, you really liar. You'll do anything. You'll go on anywhere, anytime, any place. I've been fired for 2 years. You know what? I've only done 4 podcasts, okay? And that was with Under the Velvet Rope with that guy.
David Yontef.
David Yontef. And that was, he asked me, you can ask him 100 times.
Yeah,
and you know what?
he asked repeatedly.
Leah Black is the one that had to come to me and say, can you please do David Yontef's for me?
We did
And I
Up and
said
Adam
yes.
here in
I
our
did
living
Up
room.
and Adam, he had
The
a whole thing.
3-camera shoot.
Right, and then I had
The guy from Australia.
the guy from Australia,
And one other that I can remember.
and then John Hill.
And we turned down dozens and dozens of requests. We do it all the time. We get requests all the time, and we turn 90% of them down. You've done a very, very small, a less than 5, a handful of podcasts.
Teddy does everything that comes her way. That chick is so thirsty. Everyone said that she was at BravoCon sitting by herself like an idiot and just sitting there, and everybody else was doing like panels and stuff, and she was with iHeartRadio, and no one was coming up to her, and she looked so pathetic. Yeah, okay, Teddy.
And we could not have cared less about not doing that podcast. All you did was ask a very valid question about why they had canceled, congratulating her. Are you canceling because you're scared of being seen with me, basically? Because you've seen that behavior from others. We'll get
I
to
saw
that
it
in a
from
second.
Shannon and from Tamra.
Here's one more clip, and then we're going to move on from this.
So that was going to be
My guests cancel on me all the time when everything's set up. So
Yeah, because no one wants to hear you because you're a dumbass.
I told her, I said about my child, and I said, can you please not like talk about it? And then she's talking about it, so she's no longer invited to my podcast, and they can just
Wait.
go and talk shit about everyone. It's fine.
Yeah, it's obviously making them feel better. But
Here, but
We didn't talk about her son. She talked about her son the next morning.
So the next, you guys, this is all you guys can do.
It's all documented.
It's all documented. So I said that. The next day when I woke up, she came out with a statement saying that her son was in the hospital. After she asked me not to say anything, which I didn't. I said it was just a family thing. After she said that, I didn't say anything. She went on Instagram and put up public statements saying that her son was in the hospital.
Which is her right. She can do that.
Right.
But the point is, don't accuse you of doing something you didn't do. And I just want to remind our viewers, this is a shorter version of the podcast from Wednesday, the 27th, the day before you were supposed to do the podcast, and the day after they canceled. We only bring this up because Kelly was supposed to do an interview with Brandi for Brandi's podcast this week, and then yesterday we got a note from the producer saying we have to cancel due to unforeseen circumstances. You were convinced that Brandi canceled your interview because she got invited back to house, which could be true. We don't know.
Yes.
But she told you
I
it was
texted her.
a family thing that we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, she said, don't say anything. And I'm not going to. I'm going to respect her wishes. But she had a family thing, and so she couldn't do it. And she said, no, she's not on Housewives.
Okay, so you respected her wishes, and I want to be clear on something too here. The only reason we talked about this was because we alerted our viewers that Kelly was going to be doing this podcast so that they would listen. And there would be more listeners on the podcast, and then again, we would take clips ourselves and play it on our show. But once they canceled, we had to let our people know that you weren't going to be doing it.
Right.
And we didn't say why because she asked you not to say why.
Right.
So we didn't.
Right.
So why she would make up a story about how you somehow betrayed her.
See, if you guys, this is the kind of character that these Tamra and Brandi are. They are similar. They're probably the same exact person. They'll do anything to stay on TV. They will lie on anybody's expense. They make out with other women. They're always flashing their tits. They're crying in the bushes for effect. They don't have anything that they can talk about themselves, but that they have to spread rumors and make up lies.
We deal with facts here on the Daily Smash.
No, but what I'm saying is they could put out rumors about Denise Richards. They could put out rumors about everybody else. Mm-hmm. And I just want to show all of you guys, you cannot believe these women. They're a bunch of liars. And I stated out factually right here how much they over-exaggerate and lie. Okay, so that's the kind of people that you guys are watching on this on Bravo, okay?
Well, I think they're used to this distorted version of reality where they can sort of create their own reality based on whatever bullshit.
How can you make up things where you're saying, oh, about a sex train? I've never even had a threesome. Like, how can you make up things about people that just like, I'm looking at Heather Dubrow's bank accounts. Talk about just the most horrendous. Making out, going on TV and saying about Denise Richards, saying that she made out with her and all this stuff. Why would you do something like that? That just shows what kind of low class behavior these women are, and we are watching this on TV. This is what we want to emulate. You know, Adrienne Maloof, like I said, businesswoman, good mom, doesn't embarrass her kids. She's a businesswoman. She's a philanthropist. These are the kinds of people that we want to see on TV, not this trash bull crap. This is like Honey Boo Boo shit, these people.
Well, that's why people always say, and I've said this ever since I met you, that you were the most real of the Real Housewives because you didn't make up stories. You were yourself. You spoke about things, you were honest about your feelings, and you didn't make up storylines. You lived your true life, your real life, and you shared that with the viewers. And these women obviously are not.
But I also, people are like, why are you mad at Tamra? Okay, I talk about this on my Patreon further.
Oh, you do.
I get in depth and I show all the text messages between me, Shannon, and Vicky on Patreon on why I'm so upset with Tamra. And so you can, if you guys want to know more, you can go to Patreon and see those text messages and why I can't stand Tamra and
it's
why.
It's the Rick and Kelly Show on Patreon.com. It's a subscription-based podcast. It's about an hour long. It's unfiltered and uncensored, and it's commercial-free. And you can subscribe for the price of a cup of coffee, $5 for a month, and you get all 72 of our episodes and new content every single week.
You learn how to cook. You learn how to decorate. It's
makeup
not
tutorials.
It's not like Brandi goes. Most of my content is Bravo related. I'm sorry, but I do makeup. I do everything. So it's not
home videos and we
not
travel
it's
stuff.
Not, a linear mindset. And you know these women are just so nefarious in how they are. I mean, they're just ugly people. And I honestly, again, I think they're sold to the devil. I do. These women are evil.
Okay. You feel better now?
Yes.
Okay, good. In the news now.
In the news.
California, where we are, has declared a state of emergency as a bomb cyclone barrels ashore. Wind gusts of up to 70 miles per hour are expected to shake much of central California, including the San Francisco Bay Area. You showed me some flooding video earlier.
But I asked my girlfriends there. They said it's not that bad.
Oh, well, that's good. More than 200,000 homes and businesses were without power early this morning. The extreme weather is expected to continue throughout the morning, especially in areas like Santa Cruz where flooding is a major concern. Coastal areas could see between 5 to 8 inches of rain, while mountainous regions will face 8 to 12 inches in some spots. That's prompting flood warnings, also winter storm warnings, and a wind advisory. To put it simply, this is a quote, "This will likely be one of the most impactful systems on a widespread scale that this meteorologist has seen in a long while." That's from the National Weather Service. They're expecting flooding roads and potential mudslides. So that's what's going on in California right now. State of emergency.
We need the weather. I mean, we need the rain. I mean, bad. We are like in a severe drought.
Look at that gas station. That's damage that's already been done here in California. I know you've probably seen this kind of thing before. I know I have in many places around the country. But that's what's going on in California.
It never rains here, so everyone, is like, "Oh my God,
it's the top story when there's a drizzle."
Everybody freaks out.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed this show.
Yeah.
We will be back with more content tomorrow. And please subscribe if you haven't yet. And what else?
Put that ring button and thumbs up.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye.